now it's like, oh.
Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel Algorithm Pod. My name is Jitesh and today we are presenting you with a new series of cryptography and network security. So let's jump right into it. So let's try to understand cryptography and network security. These two words. So cryptography basically means the process of protecting your private information which is shared between you and the receiver, and network security concerns with the protection of computer network and the data which is associated with your network. So consider this hypothetical scenario. Every communication channel has two entities. One is sender and another one is receiver, and they are both exchanging communications through a transmission media. The transmission media can be anything. It can be internet or any other medium. So let's say you and your girlfriend or boyfriend are having an intense conversation about some issue. Now, you do not want in this intense conversation to be leaked to the outside world. Apart from you two, nobody should have an access to this confidential conversation. So, how to make sure that we are using cryptography and network security. Cryptography simply means encoding your messages, like the coded format only you and your girlfriend can understand it, with the help of keys and other things. Now we have learned about that scenario, but how the attacker will attack you, like how, what is the things which he or she will be looking for in your conversation. Like, does he want to read your just conversation and do nothing about it, just simply observe like a mute spectator, or do he want to read and alter your messages of your conversation? So based on this, we have types of attacks. Now there are two types of attacks in this: active attack and passive attack. Active attack means they can, in this active attack, the attacker can read your messages as well as they have access to modifying your messages. So let's get into more forms of active attacks. The first one is masquerade. Now take an example of a fraud, of a bank fraud, typical bank fraud. Now some person pretends to be speaking from the bank and ask you to click on a link or deposit some money. So which is a common example of this. So here we can see A and C are the established communication. So we can take A as bank and C as you customer. Now B is pretending to be a bank and asking customer to fill in important details or deposit money, but in reality you are not doing anything to bank, you are doing service to the attacker. The second form of active attacks is modification of messages. A part of messages is being modified to give an unauthorized effect. Like here, there's a conversation between me and you going on through the medium of internet. Now he accesses my messages and sends another messages to you. My original messages here are been modified. The next form is repudiation. Repudiation is a kind of attack which is done by either sender or receiver. The sender or receiver can deny that they did not send or receive any kind of messages. Now, the fourth form is replay. Replay in the sense repeated transmission of the messages with different values. I have sent one message to you, but the attacker, in this case he, takes that message and sends you with different values and all the time to confuse you basically. Now let's get into another form of attacks, that is denial of service. You can think this as a state of paralysis of communication. Basically, the attacker will overload the server with many requests. They will spam the server with many requests so that the server is not in a state to establish a proper communication between you and the receiver. So this is denial of service. These are some forms of active attacks. Now let's get into another kind of attack, that is passive attacks. Now the attacker do not want to modify your messages, they just want to observe you, like mute spectators who do not want anything to do between you, they just want to know what is going on between you two. Now the first form is release of message content. They just want to read what is going on between me and you, what kind of talks we are having, what kind of interactions we are having. They just want to read that messages. Now the now the second form is traffic analysis. They do not want to read your messages, they just want to observe the way we messages, like at what intervals of time we are sending your messages to each other, and all other details, so that they can establish some facts. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand it. Make sure to subscribe our channel Algorithm Pod. Make sure to like this video and hit the bell icon for future notifications.